Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I've entitled today's message, The Gift. So, what is this communion that we do every week? What's it all about? Is it some like silly ritual that religious people do? Or is it something more important? I think it's far more important. It's actually a celebration and honoring of a fantastic gift. So let's talk about gifts for a little while. We all give gifts and receive gifts at birthdays, Christmas, weddings, other occasions, sometimes just because we care. And that can be, they can be big gifts. They can be, the people you hear about celebrities who buy their spouse a house or a car or airplane or something big like that. Or it can be a bunch of flowers or a box of chocolates.
Or a 90-inch television.
Or a 90-inch television, yes. It can be, it might be, it's happened to me before where I've had the wonderful gift of someone paying for my dinner one night when you're not expecting it. And, that is wonderful. But how good are you at receiving gifts? Sometimes we don't receive gifts very well, do we? It's like, I like to give, not to get. But we've got it. For every giver, there has to be a receiver.
Yeah.
It's a bit like accounting, debit, credit.
Yeah.
There has to be a giver and a receiver. So you've got to be, when someone gives, you've got to accept graciously. Okay? So I was a bit slow with a certain gift that was given to me. So through the years, I was offered the gift by many people of the gift that I'm talking about. But it took many, many years of all these seeds being sown before I actually harvested the gift. So I think of an occasion, I was in my 20s at uni and some girl had broken my heart. So I did what young 20-year-olds do and I drank 350 beers. And and then a friend of mine came and he gave me, I'm going to show my age now, he gave me a cassette and a letter that told me all about the gift. And my daughter, her birth was a big shake-up for me. So I was working, it was the transition stage between a pager and a mobile phone. I popped into the office. My wife at the time was pregnant and she phoned me and she said, I was luckily in the office. That was just so-called coincidence or God's incident. And she said, I need you to come home quickly. So I went home and we had to get to the hospital. And when she told me that things weren't going too well, I took it upon myself to take over from Michael Schumacher, and we hit the highway at 180, and we got to the hospital, and my daughter was born 6 weeks early. And I remember at the time when the doctor came out and he said, you're a very lucky man because 10 more minutes and you would have lost both of them. And I remember at the time, it didn't sink in. About 3 days later, I was at work and I was going, yeah, whoever you are, thank you. That was my only comment. So I still didn't accept my gift. Then when she was 6 weeks old, I got retrenched. And then I wound up in a new job. And the guy who I was reporting to, my boss, was studying theology, became a pastor. And still didn't accept my gift. And it was probably a year and a half later after that. So this period I'm talking about is over a decade of me not accepting the gift. And finally, I accepted the gift. It is the ultimate gift, the gift of salvation.
Good.
And these emblems represent what Christ did for us.
That's good.
Giving his life so that we could have life.
Yeah.
So let's take our emblems.
Yeah.
I'm going to read Luke 22, 19 and 20. And he took the bread and he gave thanks and he broke it and he gave it to them saying, this is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Likewise, he also took the cup, and after supper said, "This cup is the new covenant, which is my blood, which is shed for you."